Do you feel like time is passing faster as you grow older? Can a person live more in 30 years than someone else does in 100? How can the power of memory make our lives richer and transform us towards higher wisdom and capability? As we grow older, time often feels like it moves faster, but this feeling comes more from how our memory works than from time itself. When we're young, nature has given our brains the ability to be highly alert and capable of constantly recording new experiences. These fresh, detailed memories fill our minds and make time seem fuller and slower. Over time, we make our lives more familiar and repetitive, so the brain stores fewer new memories. From a memory perspective, fewer stored events make a month or year feel shorter in hindsight. Evolution shaped our brains to focus on novelty and learning when we're young, helping us survive and adapt. As memory formation slows, we remember fewer distinct moments, giving the impression that time is speeding up. So, it's not just about time passing, it's about how much of it we mentally capture. The richer the memories, the longer the time feels. Our experience of time is deeply tied to the activity and patterns of human memory. The experience of life feels long even when we are bored, but that is only in the moment, not in hindsight. In hindsight, our mind tends to remember only beautiful and unique experiences, enhancing our ability to become more nostalgic in the future and to further beautify our memories. However, is it necessary for us to be bored? Is it possible that familiarity and repetitiveness breed boredom and mental dullness? Why do we seek familiarity and repetitiveness? Could it be because we prefer to play safe and survive longer than to thrive in the limited life we have got? In today's modern world, the systems that support human survival are much better and continue to become more efficient. Our minds need not rely on repetitiveness as a survival technique. Due to this, we are having more opportunities to enrich our memory. The richness of one's memory depends greatly on the depth of one's attention and the ability to live in the present moment. The interesting paradox of life is that total involvement in the present without concern for memory actually leads to the creation of richer and deeper memories over time. Because our experience of life in the present is not contaminated by past memories and not burdened by future imagination, we are living fresh in the here and now and drinking up life from moment to moment. Also, it may be easier for many of us to feel present in the morning than at night, as we tend to feel more refreshed and energized. This could explain why the day feels longer when we wake up early and go to bed early, compared to waking up late and staying up late. Other than the practice of meditation, which is far more effective, seeking novel experiences can increase the likelihood of bringing an individual into the present moment and becoming meditative. Like a competitive sport, adventure, creative events, traveling, beautiful relationships, chilling at a beach and such. Novel experiences are those that go beyond your societal and genetic conditioning. Conditioning is a form of memory that dulls the mind over time and adds no value to your life in terms of thriving. Novel experiences decondition your mind and add depth to your memory. We need to remember that life's experiences occur within the human mind. Novel experiences aren't always waiting on the other side of the world or tied to your next travel ticket. They can also be created while you're sitting in your living room, having a conversation with your loved ones. You might experience an art form created by a great artist through your device, or read powerful literature by an author who evokes something within you, something you may have never experienced yourself, but which comes alive through their work. Great music, literature, films, video games, and other art forms allow us to live lives we have not lived or may never be able to live, and create experiences that hold deep meaning for us. These experiences can be thought-provoking, transformative, and inspiring. It's as if we've lived many lives in one, each making us a little wiser. A rich memory can make us strong for uncertain times, grounding us in the meaning we've drawn from love, suffering, and past joys. Viktor Frankl, imprisoned in a Nazi concentration camp, found strength by recalling his wife's face and moments of love and purpose. In a place where everything was taken, memory became a quiet act of survival. It allowed him to hold on to his identity and affirm life's value despite relentless suffering. Through memory, Frankl discovered that meaning could endure even in the harshest conditions. But what if you've had a difficult past? What if you've had bad experiences? What if you've been seeking novel experiences and still struggle to be present? The memories we make in life should remain just that, memories. Memory is only one of many mental faculties. It is not life itself. A bad memory can be a good learning, and a good memory can be a bad bondage. Bigger possibilities exist, depending on how little we are attached to our memories. The purpose of memory is to help us grow and enrich our lives through reflection and learning, allowing us to avoid repeating past mistakes, and opening us to new possibilities for a more fulfilling life. Excessive attachment to memories and being controlled by them can contribute to the development of compulsive behaviors and unconscious habits. To lack control over memory is also to lack control over the imagination, for memory forms the raw material of imagination, whether playful and creative or serious and destructive. Attaining control over memory also brings control over imagination, leading to total mind control. You become the master of your mind. When you master your memory, you master your past. Naturally, you also master your imagination, which means you master your future too. You become the master of your life. Before being able to control memory, the first step is to stop its control over you. Its control began unknowingly when parenting, society, and the education system never created the space and possibility for you to exercise self-awareness and observation of your own mind. Because the world has a vested interest in you and expectations from you the moment you are born. Constant observation of your mind naturally creates a distance between you and your memory, and with that, imagination. Constant observation brings you into the present, here and now. No past, no future, total silence and clarity. The more you stay here, the more you begin to gain control over the two. All your power to master your mind and enhance the quality of your life lies here and now. Sometimes, with positive determination, we should journey through our memories and relive meaningful experiences, rather than rely on virtual gadgets that dull our ability to fully absorb and savor the present moment. By living more in the now, the craving for artificial and cheaply manufactured digital virtual experiences will naturally fade. Living in the here and now will create an enhanced quality of memory and imagination. Now, not only does your life have depth, but you can also bring something totally new to this world that can be revolutionary and groundbreaking. Not only will you have enhanced your quality of life, but if you have the will, you can enhance the quality of outer life too. He stepped off the bus a few stops early. He didn't know why, he just felt like walking. The city was still waking up. Streetlights were flickering off, and the early sun stretched shadows across the pavement. His hands were in his pockets, his backpack felt a little heavy, but his steps were unhurried. Buildings passed on either side, quiet and familiar. He'd walked this way many times before, but something felt different today. Not in the world, just in him. A small alley caught his eye. He had never noticed it before, or maybe he had, but never cared to turn. Today, he turned. The alley led to a small courtyard, empty, except for a bench and an old tree growing in the center. The tree's roots had cracked through the stones below, slowly, patiently. He sat on the bench, letting the silence wrap around him. His mind began its usual hum, thoughts of deadlines, conversations, regrets. The usual questions. Am I doing enough? Am I behind? Why does it all feel so fast? They rose and fell, like waves against a wall. But this time, he didn't chase them. He just watched. He looked at the tree. Its bark was uneven, worn by time. A few birds sat quietly in its branches. It wasn't a special tree, but it had clearly been here a long time. It had seen winters, storms, maybe even children playing long before this world got so loud. And suddenly, he realized something small but clear. This moment, right now, was full. Not because something exciting was happening, not because it would be remembered forever, but because he was fully in it. He noticed the way the breeze touched his skin, the rhythm of his breath, the tiny dance of dust in a shaft of sunlight. The moment had no name, no label. It was just life, unfolding without effort. He thought about how many moments like this he had missed, not because they weren't there, but because he was always somewhere else, chasing a thought, planning, remembering, comparing. He smiled, not because he felt joy exactly, but because the noise had softened. It was like wiping a foggy mirror, not all at once, but just enough to see his own eyes again. Eventually he stood up. He still had things to do, places to be. The day would fill up quickly. But now something had shifted. He wasn't walking through the day half asleep. He was awake, not in a dramatic way, but deeply. And perhaps that was the real gift of memory, not to cling, not to escape, but to see clearly. To live moments that, when looked back on, feel full, not because of what happened, but because of how present he was. He stepped back onto the street, the city now fully alive. But within him, there was space. Not empty, not crowded, just space to live more deeply. One step, one breath, one quiet moment at a time.